this is my video on something that how do I phrase this, experienced or um, practiced for about a good 7 years, and that is cutting myself or any type of self-injury, really. Um, I remember the first time I started. I was in 5th grade. I was 10 or 11. I was about to turn 11. And I found this rusty little piece of tape measure, the metal ones that like are all floppy and like bend and like make that weird noise and snap back and it hurts. But I found a jagged piece of that and it was really sharp at the end and jagged. And for some odd reason, I got the idea, oh, let's drag it against my forearm. So I was like sitting in class, just dragging it on my arm. Teachers look at me, Autumn, stop. So I stopped. And like I didn't really think about it for a few weeks after that. But over time, it just became something I thought about more and more because I realized it was fascinating how I could draw my own blood. I was like amazed, the 10-year-old amazed at the power they had over their own body, which goes in hand with something else I'll talk about later on. But yeah, I was about in 7th grade when I started cutting severely. I mean, 5th and 6th grade I would just do little scratches here and there. But when I got to 7th grade, a lot happened, and I just started like cutting myself deeply with razor blades. And it's not a healthy thing to do. I'm not like glorifying it at all. I'm trying not to. But there's this feeling you get when you do it. It's just the control you have. Either you cut too deep and you take your life, or you cut just right and you make a mark on your body and it stays there. And it just shows the control you have over yourself. Okay, this is the first time I've ever explained this to anyone, so YouTube is very special. Or the viewers, whoever wants to see this, whoever watches, I doubt anyone will. But, sorry, I'm horrible at talking. I'm a horrible speaker. I get shy, even though I'm in like choir and when I perform, I'll like just belt out, but that's completely different. I don't know why, it just is. It's not as personal. Well, it can be. Like there's this one song that was very personal, but still, it's not the same. Anyway, 7th grade, I remember there's this teacher I did not like. All my friends know who it is, so if they watch this video, which they might, I don't know if they will, but if they do, they all know who I'm talking about, and they all know everything that happened. I made her cry. It was horrible. I feel horrible about it, but it's something I can't change. I don't have control over the past anymore, or ever. I never did. But 7th grade, I started having flashbacks about something that happened to me when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I was in foster care. And I didn't realize that had happened until then, like out of nowhere it just came. And that's when I started cutting deep, because the more I cut deeper, the deeper I cut, sorry, I said that backwards. And the deeper I cut, the further away the pain from that came, or went. So I would just cut and cut and cut, about 4 or 5 half-inch wide cuts about every other day. And like by the end of the week, my arm was loaded with cut marks and like deep gashes, and it was horrible. It was disgusting, and my arms are disgusting now. I won't show you guys because it can be triggering for some people if they're watching this. But 7th grade I basically failed, but they didn't hold me back. They gave me summer school, even though I didn't go, because they didn't tell me, sorry, my baby's fussy. Ellie. Well, but she's fine. Ellie. See, she's fine. But like that summer, a lot happened. I went all crazy, and just so much. Like I changed so much. My sister, who I love dearly, and we're having conflict right now, but she got sent to placement group homes. Hold on. She got sent to group homes for partly because of me, because she was emotionally abusive towards me and slightly physically abusive. And she also had a lot of mental health issues, and still does. But I love you. If you're watching this, I'm not trying to put you out there. I'm not going to say your name. I swear I won't, but everyone will know who I'm talking about if they know us. I'm sorry though. I love you, and everything that's going on, I hate it. But what was I talking about? Oh, but I just felt horrible after she went away. Like, I felt everything was my fault. I felt my parents separating, my dad going into prison, everything that's ever happened, my sister passing away, everything was my fault. So I took it out on myself. I just found an excuse, I think, to hurt myself. I needed an excuse. Because it turned into something more than control. It turned into something bigger than that. I don't know what's bigger than control. And power, I don't know. But that's what it became. And 7th grade, like the summer going into 8th grade, after 7th grade, I sort of like changed. Like everything became really dark, and I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't hang out with anyone on the weekends. I never did, but like I didn't even have like the urge to or the desire to want to socialize. Hold on again, sorry. Sorry, my baby's fussy right now. She's tired, but she won't go to sleep. She's fighting her sleep. She's not being good right now. She's only 3 months old, so she's in that phase when they want to fight sleep and think they're all big. But what was I saying? Oh, I did not socialize at all. I only did at school, and even then, I was in conflict with a lot of people a lot of the time, especially teachers. But then 8th grade year, I was referred to a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and was placed on different types of medications. I think it was it 8th grade? No, it was a spring break, and then the summer going into 9th grade, I was referred. Like the whole 8th grade year though, like before that, I was on honor roll, I was doing well, and then the spring break. I mean, I'm horrible at this. What happened? It's so long ago. It's like not even me anymore. But Ellie. Sorry, I look horrible from the side, don't I? I look like a dog. Hold on. But 8th grade spring break, I had a mental breakdown. The ambulance came, mental health came, CPS, fire trucks, police, everything. I was yelling I'm a goofy goober and cutting my arms and rubbing the blood. Yeah, it was not cool. Because the SpongeBob movie was on, and I don't know, I snapped because my siblings and my grandmother found out I was burning myself. I started burning myself. Yeah, I would brand myself with knitting needles. It's horrible. My scars are disgusting. But I got referred from there, like at the beginning of the 9th grade, I got referred to psychologists and psychiatrists, and they prescribed me medications. And like I went through like 3 different therapists before I found one, and her name was Nancy. She was really cool. But it didn't work out, and I kept acting out, and I was using drugs and drinking alcohol and just going crazy. My GPA dropped to a 0.5. I went from a 3.5 to a 0.5 within a matter of weeks. I didn't turn anything in. I talked back in class, got sent to the office every day, every period, like lunch detention all year long. That I never served. I never served lunch detention. I think this video is going to be longer than 15, so I'll make a second one. But anyway, there's this teacher though, and she's very dear to me. Like, I love her so much. She was everything I needed at the time. She was my greatest support, and I'm praying for her so much right now. She's so sick, and I'm just praying for the best. I don't know what will happen if I lose her, if any of us lose her. She's so important. She's such an amazing person. I love you, Karen, if you ever watch this. I got very attached to her, and she was actually sort of a family friend. She grew up with my parents. They went to high school together, and like, I don't know why, but that era, like that generation, they're all druggies and everything. It was weird. I don't know. My parents are crazy. Not you, Karen. I'm not directing this towards you. But she left the school, and I hurt myself severely, and wound up in a behavioral health hospital, or whatever you'd like to call it, mental hospital, cuckoo bin, cuckoo hut. I've heard everything. I call it the crazy bin, or the fun place, the fun palace. But I'm not glorifying again. I'm not trying to. If it sounds like I am, I'm just talking. But God, my eyes are huge. Yeah, I went back and forth to the hospitals, and eventually they sent me to group homes. And the first group home, I AWOL'd for a while. It's absence without leave in military terms, but they use it in group homes and mental hospitals too. But I AWOL'd once, just to smoke a cigarette with one of the girls, and got sent to the hospital for that because I flipped out, tried to jump out the window, not to kill myself, but to AWOL again and go home, because I was 4 or 5 hours away from home and wasn't allowed to talk to my family for 30 days. So that bothered me quite a bit. And I went to the hospital. It was a horrible hospital, the worst hospital you can ever go to. It was disgusting. The staff were horrible. I would never go back there, but then I did. And that's because I was extremely depressed, and I just didn't want to do anything, and my bulimia, which I'll get into later, was acting up, or I was acting up with my bulimia, and they gave me a PRN. It's like an as-needed medication to help you calm down. I was prescribed Zyprexa. I don't know how many milligrams. It was just a dissolved strip, and they gave it to me so much that I passed out for 3 days, and when I woke up, I was in the hospital. And the only time I remember waking up was I had a night terror, and I woke up screaming, and they restrained me on the bed and put me in the quiet room. Not fun. And they gave me a shot of Ambien in my butt. Yeah, but that was horrible. So I got kicked out of that group home because I did not cooperate with the program. And after that, I got sent back to my county and was placed in a 30-day shelter. And I was there for a little over a month. And then they found a placement down in Ventura County, near LA. I love Ventura. It's beautiful. Go there. You should go there all the time, anytime. But I got sent to Costa Pacifica. It's a really good group home, residential treatment, whatever you want to call it. And it helped me a lot. It helped so much. But I did still cut. And I just realized that I was talking about cutting, and I went on to tell my life story. It all has to do with cutting, though. I still cut. My first incident there, I asked for a razor to shave, and the staff, they could feel something was up, because my scars are very apparent. Hold on again. Okay, the scars are very apparent, so they were told to look out for me. And I'd been there about a month. It was May that I did this. I broke the razor and took out the blades and cut all up and down my arms, and came out of the bathroom laughing and saying, oh my god, just crazy laugh. I was out of it. I was not aware. I was dissociated from myself. I was watching myself do all of this. Not fun when you have PTSD.